Good evening, and welcome to DobbsQuest Season 3, Episode 8. Probably not the finale, but, you know, it could happen. So, we've been off for a bit. It's been a long cliffhanger. So where we stand right now is that, as usual, the party is trying to track down any Mana Spring runestones they can find in the hopes of piecing together the puzzle, finding all of the required runes to create a Mana Spring, something to regulate the flow of magic into the Ironlands. And this journey has not been going well. There have been already a lot of runes found and the specific glyphs detailed in Serene's notes, but still some missing pieces. And the party was hoping that perhaps they could find everything they need on this, the third one. It was not in space. It was in the. Where are we right here? We are past Frosthaven into the Shattered Wastes, a difficult to traverse frozen wasteland. And so the party is traveling with some of their companions, one newcomer they picked up along the way, who has been predicting terrible things about the state of the trees in the area. And now, supplies are low. 0 of 5. Serene is not doing so great herself. Now at 0 of 5 on Spirit. So let's see here. Let's get the let me get the full spreadsheet notes up here. Yeah, she is at 0 spirit, but she has not yet had to take the debility that drastically hurts her momentum and stuff yet. Health is actually pretty good for the most part. But yeah, things are looking grim. The party has finally arrived after many difficult encounters along the way to what seems to be the location of the Mana Spring. They are in a kind of a hilly, mountainous region where they have found that there are, it seems to be pockets of some kind of heavier than air gas that is unbreathable. And all these little basins are basically, full of this deadly gas that you don't want to breathe in. So they've been navigating around that across small ravines. And finally they've found on this small little hilltop a small little fortification, old stone walls, presumably surrounding the location of the Mana Spring. And we're talking really, really small little hill. And normally that would be easy to approach. However, a few complications. One, there is a large stretch of lowlands surrounding this little hill, which is presumably unbreathable, and quite a sprint to get across in one breath. Two, the party spotted from afar that there were people there, best they could tell, members of the Brotherhood of Shadows, Glaine's former employers. And just to throw even more wrenches in things, they have a new friend along with them, an elf, which is very rare in the Ironlands. Sort of the forerunning race established here, Sidura Anatu, who is a bit mysterious and seems to be set on killing these intruders the Brotherhood of Shadows. So, enemy of my enemy seems good enough for an alliance. And so last time, right at the end of the session, the party ran across, most of them making it across and hiding along the walls to hopefully sneak up on the Brotherhood and kind of try and make a plan there. Torgan did not quite make it all the way without issue. It's a little bit farther than expected. He's got a lot of gear to carry, He's got a lot of weapons and shields, and a little bit of a slipped rock climb attempt left him kind of dangling at the edge of that small hill cliff. So we had a literal cliffhanger. And then at the last minute, it seems he was snagged from falling into the gas by the Brotherhood before he finally passed out.
Yeah.
And that's where we are now. Anything to add on to that, everybody?
We haven't been introduced yet.
That's a good point. That's a good
if
point.
It's your first episode. Who are these people?
Yeah, I'm sure everyone here is just excited to know who in the world the players are, because they've never seen DobbsQuest before.
Certainly, we don't have pre-selected things we want to say.
I'm certainly, yeah. You know what? I should probably make sure I leave you guys a little bit of room to add your own little bit of flavor to your introductions. So I'll pause shortly after introducing each person. That seems like a good idea. Let's try that. Playing the part of the Elven Bard Serene, we have Daysnick.
Hello.
The sneaky thief Glane, played by GameCube.
Hello. If anyone needs a sneaky thief, my resume will be on Indeed preceding this episode tonight.
And playing the part of the stalwart warrior Torgan, introducing Lurking Turtle Gaming.
We've come upon a place with nothing but a whole bunch of thieves and people that steal. You might say too many crooks. Thank you very much.
All right, well, there you go.
No!
There it is. I was waiting for it. All right, well, any game related things you'd like to add in here?
Well,
We're in danger.
Serene has a really invested interest, as in, core story arc, backstory, reason for being here, level of interest, and this elf guy,
Mm-hmm.
considering his name is kind of the name of the tribe of elves she's looking for.
So there's that. That's certainly interesting. Yeah, everyone's plot points are kind of coming to a head here. Glane has finally caught up with the Brotherhood. Torgan has finally caught up with his horse. And Serene has a lead on the Anatu elves. So, we don't know exactly what's going to happen here.
What's the worst that could happen?
That's the way. So what are we gonna do first here? I'm ready to start rolling dice.
Organ is in the hooves of that horse, right?
I assume I'm incapacitated.
Yeah, we deemed that due to Torgan's failure in his attempt, he actually did pass out. So he'll be a moment before entering the scene. But how are we? What are we gonna do here? How in the world can this possibly go right?
Well, the rest of us were sneaking up various points
Right.
along this hillside. Torgan outed himself,
Mm-hmm.
but we didn't address whether the rest of us were spotted or not, so we should probably start there.
That's a good point. Let's see here. I would say for that. Let's see here. So the Brotherhood has been the nest has been stirred here a bit. This encampment here is all abuzz. That is an imminent threat. And if you guys are going to be maintaining your stealthy nature, you are going to need to get a successful roll with Shadow.
I'm up.
All right, Glane. What's the plan here? Keeping everyone hidden, quiet, etc. That should do the trick. Fingers crossed.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's see here. Glane has a nice shadow score of 3. So what could go wrong? A strong hit. That's a good start. Because that also grants a momentum to Glane. Which, goodness knows, you guys need the momentum right now. You're kind of at, like, middling usable momentum. You can save an awful roll sometimes. Okay, so you guys have not been spotted. Your party is kind of sticking to the shadows, staying out of sight, and the Brotherhood seems to be focusing all of their attention on Torgan right now. So you have an opportunity here to plan things out, make a decision, make a move.
I would like to make some gestures to the group to kind of tell Serene to get to some high ground. That I'll go across the way and kind of secure the left and tell the other 3 to kind of clog the center so that we can kind of do a half circle around them so that their back is to the smoky area.
Do we spot Guardian Elf guy?
You have lost track of exactly where he's gotten off to. That is a major complication in all this, because he seems to be quite a bit of a fighter. Serene detected some hint of mana about him.
This is probably a test.
So, I don't know. With your positioning plan, Glane, what is the goal there? Like right now, you guys are basically on a fairly small little hilltop, surrounded on all sides by this lowland.
Yeah, so my goal would be to get us making them backed up against the smoky area that they can't go into, where they can't breathe.
Right.
Have Serene put an arrow into one of them that draws their attention in her
Okay, that's kind
so that I can then come up and kind of get a back attack on them.
That's kind of what I was trying to suss out there. Is killing kind of the general idea here.
I am all in. Time for some killing. It's been too long.
They're shadow walkers.
Exactly,
which shadowy place.
Why we need to act
I don't
fast.
know we can flank them as long as there are shadows available. I'm all for securing an advantage.
I've got light powers. I'm not
enough.
scared.
Yeah, he's got light powers, and it's charged up to 3.
Great. How many of them are there? We should know that.
It looks like a fairly sizable collection. In addition to Javin, the horse. You've counted so far about 8 unique Brotherhood members walking around.
In
And
Glenn's
you,
experience,
right now,
the
you're
more-
pretty sure there's some others.
the more they send, the least experienced they all are. Because that would be a lot of talent walking around.
So this is where they're storing the noobs?
Like, the horse is special, but everyone else here, there might be one important person here. The rest should be backup.
Minions.
Yeah. But not yellow.
That's an awful. It's a large force to go up against.
So
Horse for a horse.
I believe we're attempting to secure an advantage by arranging a flanking maneuver.
All right. And right now you are. Let's see here. Stealthily positioning. Or if Serene is doing it, she's kind of using her expertise to find a suitable perch for sniping.
Probably.
Okay.
In this instance, it would be very helpful to know if this is human or elven architecture.
Ah, there's something. Let's see here. So let's see. You know what? It does seem like this would be old elven ruins. I think based on what we've determined so far, that does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, we've seen no evidence of humans this far north.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you're going to be securing an advantage with wits.
Yes.
All right, and so you're going to get a 3 on that. Here we go. Ooh, yes, and. All right, so you get to choose.
Double ones.
Yeah. Ow. That's a 1% chance right there. But the good kind of 1% chance. So let's see here.
Momentum, please.
All right, so taking the 2 momentum on that. Boop, boop, putting you up to 8. Quite useful. Because a good solid momentum score is kind of like a free end the fight on one single opponent. All right. So what is our opportunity here? We will roll on the action and themes. Hunt ally.
Oh, I spotted Mr. Guardian Elf.
Ooh.
Or
Or?
maybe I saw an orange cat in a kennel in a cage somewhere in the facility. From my vantage.
They brought a cat to the ends of the earth.
I will lose my mind.
That would be Gary. What other plot
Let's
relevant
see.
orange cats are there?
What would be helpful here? Actually, Torgon coming too might be nice.
It sure would.
All right, yeah. Torgon, yeah, that does mix the scene up a bit. Torgon begins to come to. He's being seen to by Brotherhood members who are kind of keeping him upright, preparing water. They've draped a blanket over him.
You guys got any openings? I'm here for a job interview.
And Javin sees that Torgon is coming to finally, and trots over hurriedly. Torgan, lad. Like the fates. I thought our reunion would be cut short.
I'm gonna throw a punch at him. But he's gonna miss. I'm gonna miss
Okay. All right. You throw a punch and miss.
because I've got information now that maybe isn't pleasant. See season 1.
Oh. Javin may not know what you're talking about.
Well, he could be confused.
Okay.
You know, Torgan's disoriented. He just woke
Yeah.
up. You know, it's
Yeah.
a reasonable reaction.
In this moment, Glane just has a raised fist, and when I open it, that's fire. Right now, we're listening.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Listening angrily.
Yeah.
That day back at Mornbridge, I thought that might be the last time I see you. But it's good to see that you're doing as well as you are.
How could you betray us this way? I've learned from my brother that you have been working with the Brotherhood of Shadows.
He kind of eyes those kind of meandering about, bringing supplies over. It's not the best arrangement, is it? But yes, I have had to seek help where I could.
What are your plans here?
Well, presumably the same as yours. I've been seeking the Mana Springs. I've heard a great deal about what you've been up to as well.
We're seeking to fix the Mana Springs. Are you doing the same?
Torgan, I don't know how much I should reveal to you, but no. I'll put it bluntly. I have to see to it that they get destroyed.
Do you not know what the consequences are if we can't fix these Mana Springs?
I do.
Then why would you want to bring such destruction on the world?
Torgan, these Mana Springs weren't here forever. This land was once in its untamed state, till the elves came and sought to shape it in the way they saw fit. And in a way, it made it hospitable to some, but destroyed the homes of others. Destroyed entire races.
Our people?
The Centaurs used to have free reign of the Ironlands. We were connected to the magic of this land, Torgan. Until the elves came and sought to make it their land. Our people were driven out. Or, worse, changed. Changed by this new land, suffocating for lack of its natural magic.
You're telling me the elves are the bad guys?
Torgan, I don't presume to say that they have the moral high ground, or that I do. All I can do right now is what I think is the right thing. And although it will come at a cost, I seek to return this land to its original state, and with it, reclaim it for us. For those that have been destroyed by the damming up of the Mana Springs. I will undo their work.
Do you have the power here to parlay with my friends?
I assume you're not alone.
I am not.
All the better. I'd hate to think you were traveling this land by yourself.
You should probably ask him why he burned your city down.
What did our city have to do with the plans of the Brotherhood?
He kind of looks back over to the Brotherhood members who are they're a little bit out of earshot, but he kind of lowers his voice to make sure that they don't catch this bit. Torgan, it wasn't my that was not my choice that our city burned. I've been researching the mana springs. There's some stones near Mornbridge that showed great promise of information that could help me, but the Brotherhood has took notice of that, deemed the area needing to be taken care of. I did my best to play along as an inside agent of theirs, and I regret what they did to Mornbridge. But I feel that this is the only way that I can see my quest through. I feel that sometimes we have to side with those whose goals are despicable, contrary to our own, in order to see a greater good done in the world. So no, I did not burn Mornbridge, but I do take responsibility for the events that happened that day. I'm sorry, Torgan. Were there any other way?
Is there any way I could talk you into seeing things our way? Can you join us? And help us continue. The old ways are over. All that's left is now.
Torgan, suppose I were to ask you the same. To allow you to let your people be killed, driven away from their homelands. To be wiped out completely.
We talked to an entire colony of centaurs.
Driven out of the Ironlands.
I
No.
suppose we'll just have to agree to disagree at the moment.
I'm sorry you see it that way, but I understand. If there's anything I can do, bring you back to town. Nearest settlement is some miles from here. But I cannot allow your work to continue.
Lane points.
What?
I've stopped holding my hand up. It's go time.
Oh,
They had their chance.
wow. That's that, huh? All right. In that case,
Who are you light beaming?
Well, this is your shot. You're the opening shot, and then when they look at you, then I step in. So I just kind of point out the most distinct looking one that isn't a horse. Like if they all look the same, and then there's one guy who has like a special hat, shoot that guy.
shoot the hat.
Okay.
The guy under the hat, specifically.
There's
Yeah,
the
not
horse,
the hat off his head.
there's the horse, the hat guy, and then everyone else.
Mm.
Okay. I'm going for hat guy.
Okay. Well, okay. Apparently, there's hat guy now.
Thaddeus.
Yeah, sure. Let's see.
That's Hattie.
Mm-hmm. Now here's the problem here. There's like up to a dozen guys here, and giving them each their own progress tracker seems counterintuitive. So I'm just gonna give them one really big collection and just give them a pretty high rank.
I really was expecting the thing on the screen to say everyone else.
You know what? There we go.
We opened up a 60s Batman fight scene where it's just a bunch of guys running around and pow's happening.
Are they
Okay.
polite enough to attack one at a time? That's the question.
Probably not, because they're gonna do a decent amount of damage.
Is the camera tilted?
Oh, it's extremely angry. All right, Hat Guy on his own is going to be pretty dangerous. The crowd might be. Oh, I'm on the fence between formidable and extreme, because you're dealing with, like, half a dozen people at least.
I imagine that as the track runs down, the number of guys is dwindling. Like each one of those blocks might even be a person.
Narratively, that doesn't really work out too well. I mean, like, if you just imagine that happening, it's like, sure, the rank decreasing over time, but just having it all be kind of consistent across the duration of the fight, and then you can just kind of hand wave it to imagine that, like, yeah, once we've killed them, imagine that that's the first one going down, and then kind of collapsing after that, one at a time.
Yeah. At
Getting
one
easier.
point, you stop killing people, the camera pans back, and everyone's dead.
Yeah. That's once you get everyone else down to 0. That's what happened there. Is you started actually getting a few of them out of the fight. But formidable versus extreme. Extreme is a lot. Like, I might just take out Hat Guy completely in exchange for everyone else just being Javin and everyone else, and that's it.
We could deal with Hat Guy narratively if we have to.
Here, Hat Guy is part of everyone else.
I don't particularly like that we're fighting the horse. I mean, I feel like
You don't have to.
if he's truly not completely corrupted, then maybe he would find a way to, kind of sit on the sidelines, maybe not put up that much of a fight, pretend to take a hit, and then lay down the rest of the time.
We'll have to see how that goes.
Yeah, it's totally up to you how to handle this. This is open-ended, unfortunately.
Let's show him how we deal with dupsters.
Oh no.
If only we'd known all that time ago, instead of the Brotherhood of Shadows, we could have named them the Dupsters.
If only. That'll be the next series, Rise of the Dupsters. All right. So Serene is going to shoot Hat Guy.
I'm just gonna pick whichever one looks most important and just acting like it's in charge and shoot that one.
Don't shoot the horse.
All right.
Except for the horse. I'm going to accept the horse, look for whichever one looks like it's
Well, I mean, but to be
conducting others.
Right.
with the information that you have, the horse is probably your number one person. Is there a chance for me to possibly go over and speak to the group and quickly just be like, take it easy on the horse? It's not what you think.
I mean, we've been listening.
Oh, well, yeah, that's true.
Sure.
If he doesn't throw hooves, we might leave him out of it. But if he starts trotting at us,
Like, I'm looking for the next in command.
Right. Hat Guy. You're looking for Hat Guy.
Yeah, I'm looking for the one that looks like it's telling other people what to do.
Yeah, Hat Guy.
Hat Guy.
Yeah. We all know who Hat Guy is.
And we're just
that
gonna,
guy's established.
Classic hat guy.
Gracie
We're just
Jan.
going to.
Okay, no, she's good.
We're gonna target that guy,
Hat Guy.
and we're gonna make a point
With an arrow.
With an arrow.
Yeah, I get it. All right. So Serene, you are moving into position against an unaware foe, striking without warning. So you are going to be entering the fray with Shadow.
Not my best, not my worst.
Yeah. Honestly, for entering the fray, it's one of your best. I mean, you're actually better at being ambushed, but whatever. All right, so Serene is rolling to enter the fray. She is perched up on top of an old pile of, like, old remains of a wall, kind of blending in pretty well with the wall, just being motionless. And then, she's kind of holding her bow, watching for the moment, watching for Glaine's signal. Glaine gives a signal. Serene slowly pulls back and releases. Well, she hasn't actually struck yet, but her position has not been spotted by anyone, and she is free to actually attack.
And I have some aiming bonuses I can use in this
You
circumstance.
may secure an advantage, yes, with your archer ability. If you choose to secure an advantage, you can get a bonus on that.
Yeah, sounds good. Let's try that.
How are you going to do that? And are you masked?
No.
Okay.
Not at the moment. We're gonna go with instincts at this point.
All right. Wits. Plus an additional 1 for a roll of 4 on securing an advantage, which is a pretty good bonus. Ooh, beating an 8 by 1. All right. Well, trust your instincts. Take +2 momentum on a strong hit. That is in addition to the bonus you already get from securing an advantage, which on a strong hit is you can have a +1 on your move. You can't take the +2 momentum because it's already full. So you're getting an extra bonus on your strike maneuver, that will be with edge, so you're getting a +3. This is a decent start here. There it goes. Okay, well, you can choose to burn momentum if you want to.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
All right.
I mean, it's a weak hit, and I don't need the momentum. I can't take it. Yeah, actually, let's save the momentum for more dire. I'll take the weak hit for now.
Okay. Inflict harm and lose initiative. So Serene no longer has initiative. Her position is known, but she does inflict 2 harm. Ooh. That's the hat gone right there, right off his head. Serene aims. Arrow flies through the air, and the whole area erupts into chaos.
Is 2 harm just 1 speck on the bar?
For extreme, it is.
Okay.
This is extreme is each individual tick of progress is half a mark. So it's gonna be a bit.
I wanted her position to be known, because now I can sneak up and use my cutthroat ability on the nearest guy.
All right, well, let's see if you can. I'd like to see you try. You're going to need to enter the fray with Shadow, your specialty. I don't think you've got any other bonuses applicable right now, unless I'm missing something. Cutthroat is not for entering the fray, so... Veteran 1 is the only thing you've got really going for you right now. And Lightbearer. Oh! Ooh. So first of all, yes, you get to choose what you get for your bonus here. Would you like to... Oh, wait, no. You get both. You get everything. Glaiine, 7 momentum, and you have initiative.
Heyo.
And something mixes things up. Distract warning is the action, the mix-up I've got here. So oh, you know what? Not everyone is in the know that things are going crazy. And there's one guy that's about to shout out that, hey, everybody to your stations, alert, alert. He's getting ready to sound the alarm. And wouldn't you know it, that just happens to be the guy that you have your blade trained on right now. So you might have a chance to, deal with that. Yeah, what could go wrong?
Classic not hat guy.
Classic not hat guy.
Take out the sentry.
Basically. So you've got Cutthroat 1. When you are in position to strike at an unsuspecting foe, which you are, choose before rolling. Add 2 to your attack and take extra momentum on a hit, or double damage.
Double damage. We gotta get this bar down.
All right, so that's only going to happen if you can actually land the hit. So a strike is going to be roll with iron, which you have a +2 in iron. No other bonuses at play right now. Let's see what happens. So that's a miss, but the challenge dice aren't unreasonably high right now. You've got 7 momentum. If you burn, you can change this into a weak hit. And when you burn momentum to improve your result in combat as a veteran, envision how your hard-won fighting experience gives you the upper hand. Take +1 momentum after you reset, and add a +1 when you make your next move. Yeah. And you can choose to actually keep the momentum, keep the initiative here. You can do that once per fight, and you can only do that when you're burning momentum to improve a miss to a weak hit. So it's
what I'm doing.
Yeah,
so that works out.
This is a pretty rare. You don't get to use this one a lot, so you may as well. It's once per fight, but this isn't one of those. Well, I might need it later. You probably won't have the chance later.
I'll be dead later. Yeah,
basically. All right, so you are burning momentum. That puts you back down to 1. That changes this to a weak hit. Let's resolve this in order. So a strike weak hit is inflict your harm and lose initiative. Normally,
do I
that's
get that +1 momentum from the veteran, or is that
you will. So normally, 2 harm for a lethal weapon, but because you're using Cutthroat, 4 harm. And then, let's see here. Make sure I'm not going to miss any of these. No momentum from Cutthroat, because you took the extra damage. But because of Veteran, you are getting 1 momentum back for that after you reset. And you are going to have a +1 on your next move. That was a maneuver. And you retain initiative. So you are actually still in control in your position right now.
All right. So once I take that guy out with a knife, time to burn my light, because these are dark using enemies.
Yeah, sure. So you can gain some advantage.
If I can, I don't know if I can do this. I want to aim 2 hands at the crowd, pick 2 guys kind of in the middle to kind of disperse everybody, and I want to just shoot 2 light beams at 2 different guys to mitigate how many people are in play. I want to exhaust my light track.
Yes.
For maximum damage.
So, a question about how the light bearer stuff works. Does it have to be like a zappy ray? Or could he, for example, create a glowing sphere of light and just kind of position it over the area so that there was like, now we have our own little mini sun and there are no more shadows?
Let's see here. So,
light bulb
rules
mode.
as written, Lightbearer does not allow you to. It does not give you an extra bonus for anything like that. It only gives you a bonus when you are navigating darkness or striking or clashing against dark dwelling foes. However, you can secure an advantage using that. It's just there won't be additional bonuses that Lightbearer would provide.
Maybe not numerically, but
No, but
narratively.
like you can say that like, hey, we're going to,
Just
use that.
narratively.
Yeah.
And it would, like the way the mechanics of that would work out is it would reduce their ability to shadow walk.
It would, yeah. And then like actually game stat wise, it would just be you're making a secure an advantage roll, and that's it.
Right. Just
Yeah,
out of curiosity.
yeah. All that said, I would probably save that roll for when someone is about to get shadow walked on, if that is about to happen.
She's crying a little bit.
Okay, we'll keep an ear out. Probably just kind of when that comes up, we'll keep that in mind as a possible way to secure an advantage. All right. Torgan.
Oh Lord.
Am I doing my zap or?
Oh yeah, I guess we can go ahead and yeah, you already killed a man, but let's go ahead and
Wanna kill
resolve
more.
that +1 while we've got it going on. So are you striking again?
Yeah.
And you're using your light bearer ability to strike or clash against dark dwelling foe. Choose the amount of light to unleash.
3.
3. Okay. So you're burning it all right here. All right.
Because the more I use, the more potent it is, right?
Yeah, basically you're going to be rolling with a 3.
And all these guys have a shared life bar, so let's just
Yeah.
get nuts.
And
And I have that +1 from my next maneuver.
Yeah.
On top of the 3 for this, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that will be a total of a +4 for this maneuver here. Zappy zap. Let's see what happens. A weak hit, so that's on a strike, technically. Strike is here. On a weak hit, inflict your harm, lose initiative. Okay, so a few things there then. Your light is used up. You used 3 light on that, and as a result, you are doing 4 harm, which is decent. But perhaps more importantly, you have lost initiative. So you're kind of, expending a lot of energy doing this. But it is working on, like, you are causing some trouble for them. Basically,
Don't like them.
you guys just like came out the gate just with everything. The bow and arrow, the knife stabs, the magical blasts of energy. Why
They're
not?
half dead, and we haven't even done anything, and like they haven't gotten a chance to do anything yet. So that feels pretty good.
I mean, the whole time you guys are kind of parrying attacks, dodging, weaving, doing really cool maneuvers. Serene like jumped off of some guy's head. Goomba
Killed the guy
stomp
with the
style.
trident.
I saw that. And Torgan's here too. Hi, Torgan.
Hi.
You're on the air. What are you doing? Up until this point, you've been kind of sitting down. You've got a blanket, a nice cup of water. Javin is there.
I mean, I suppose once I get over the initial shock, and I really had no clue that this was that this attack was coming. I didn't know they were so close. I guess I'd jump up and join my friends in battle, trying to avoid the horse
Yeah.
and his judging eyes.
Well, all right. So you grab your gear, you leap to your feet, and you rush out into combat with your battle cry at the top of your lungs.
That's right. I don't think we've established that I have a battle cry, but
Oh, you do.
hello, cuckoo. For the horses.
That's it.
Hey, hey, here I come.
Hey, because you see,
Good. Thank you, Al.
it was a good one. All right. So, Torgan is rushing into combat. He is geared for war. His shield before him, and led on by his blade, the Sword of Zura, which gives you a bonus on entering the fray.
Yay.
You are facing off against your foe. You're not ambushing. You're not being ambushed. You're going in with heart, which is just how you want it, because that's your high score, 3. You're gonna get an extra 1 because of your sword, for a total of strong hit. So you get Bladebound gives you 1 free momentum. And strong hit on Enter the Fray gives you an additional 2. You are capped out at 8.
Woo.
That is your maximum right now. Oh, actually, Serene is at 9. Whoops. Haha. Because she is capped out. Oh, and Glane is not at... Oh, yeah, Glane is at 2. Yeah. I did at least remember that reset value correctly. This horrible Winnie. All right, so Torgan, you have a strong position. You immediately get in the fray, and you're just like bashing guys out of the way with your shield. You've got your sword ready. What are you gonna do? Swing hard, swing fast.
Yeah, I'm gonna go wildly swinging into the crowd of the others, of everyone else.
All right. Then that is going to be a strike with iron, which is a +3. Here we go. The roll says no. Oh, it says super no.
Oh my god.
Oh, you can't fix that one with your momentum.
Yay!
It looks like Javin interfered.
Ooh, it does feel that way.
Gosh darn it, horse.
Horse. Let's see here. Is there a... Nope, there is not. I was looking for a pay the price table on this page. Oh well. Oracles. Do. Just go down and figure out what is going on here. All right, here. Nope, not that one. Not that one. Well, I'm sure there is a table somewhere, but we're gonna ignore it, I guess, and just go with the regular oracles instead. Okay, so it does seem like you, like that's a big miss. You are going to pay the price here.
Yay!
But
He got tackled by a horse.
I mean that would certainly do it.
Squishing damage, perhaps?
Oh, here we go. Here's the table. Now I can roll a D100.
I mean, this feels more like that my heart's not really in the fight, knowing that my horse is here.
Basically.
This feels like emotional damage.
It does, doesn't it? Like, for instance, seeing the guy that was moments ago bringing you an extra blanket being absolutely run through by Glane.
Darn it!
That stings a bit right there. That's gonna be a bit of a morale dip.
But also remember all those ghost ships back at the islands that at one point in time had full crews.
Yeah, but they didn't do what they do for me.
That's a good point. What did they do, huh?
They did nothing. They didn't even help with supplies. Otherwise, we wouldn't be in this situation.
No,
Yeah.
back at the islands.
All right, that's it. Okay.
Back at the Mist. What were they? Mist Islands?
Yeah,
Centaur Islands.
that's the ones.
Like where they murdered billions of sailors?
Billions,
Like
literally.
Bajillion.
Yeah.
A bajillion random sailors.
That's the one. Argon, you rush into battle and you kind of freeze up a bit. You're kind of faced with a moral quandary, and you're blocking blows, you're defending yourself, but you're suddenly faced with this question of what is the right thing to do here.
Who's the bad guy now?
Yeah.
Am I the bad guy?
Uh-oh.
I'm turning my back on my people.
It's a tricky one.
That horse is just trying to help.
According to horse. Well, while that's going on, Serene and Glane, neither of you have initiative right now. You're both kind of... You had a good... You had the advantage going into the battle. You took everyone by surprise, but now the element of surprise is removed, and now things are getting a little bit less lopsided. The battle is kind of evening out a bit.
This sounds like a great opportunity to leverage our NPCs that are accompanying us.
Yeah, whatever happened to...
Well, I mean, we have Guardian Guy, we have
I mean,
our trio.
if you want to pull them into the scene with a secure and advantage roll, perhaps they could offer some assistance, or fail terribly.
Or they could die. Let's do that.
Or that. Serene, you've got a heart score of 2.
Yeah.
This feels like the power of friendship.
Yeah, I can't do it.
All right, is that what we're gonna do? We're gonna try and pull in someone.
Pull in Tree Girl.
This is the way. Well, specifically her. We want her in the front of the battle, squarely in the middle of all the enemies.
Meat shield.
Basically.
Well, no, Sadia's a forester. She has...
Oh my god.
advantage.
Bye, meat shield.
Oh,
Which one dies? Tell me it's George.
I hadn't finished talking yet. We hadn't even decided what we were doing.
We were pulling someone in.
Roll a dice. Who did
1,
it?
2, or 3.
1, 2,
I
and
mean,
3.
I was specifically pulling Sadia in because
Yeah, I know.
she literally
Oh, her
is a
favorite.
forester. And the forester would be useful in this situation, in theory.
I think
Would
so.
be past tense.
For Oopster.
Maybe
Don't worry,
she's
she
just
foresaw this.
She's delirious with
I'm sure she did.
with the lack of trees or something. She is in a frenzy. The trees. I don't know.
57 on pay the price. It causes a delay or puts you at some disadvantage. Puts you at a disadvantage. I mean, I might say that she steps into battle kind of in this crazed state of like finally confronting what's all at the center of this, and she's kind of just becoming an absolute liability. Serene is, as much as Serene does not care much for Sadia, Serene cannot help but try to keep people from like getting outright killed if they're somewhat on her side.
Well, she has begrudgingly proven useful a number of times.
Yeah, so Serene is somewhat disadvantaged here. A little bit of a momentum hit there, not much. But this feels more of an interruption than anything into the combat. Well, so much for that secure and advantage roll. Oh, also, well, yeah, that's a change in the scene. The NPCs are here from our merry crew.
Well, at least that was just a secure and advantage roll. And
Exactly.
not a combat roll.
Yeah, because if you're doing a combat roll, that's gonna have to be clash. This is where things get a little bit rough.
I might forego a combat roll this turn
That's fair.
in favor of a tactical fallback maneuver. I'm going to, um, while everybody's looking at the crazy tree woman,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make an effort to kind of fall back a bit and get my footing under me.
Okay, okay. Now, do you want to treat that as a secure advantage?
That didn't go well.
Not that time, but now you got the bad rolls out of the way.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I mean,
It's
it's
not
a
going to
one in
happen
a hundred.
again, right?
We've
What's the
had
worst thing?
2 1 in 100 chances this go,
That's true.
and I
So
believe both of
that's
them
probably
were
all.
mine.
That's probably all we're gonna see.
Sure.
You ever feel
Why
like you're being shepherded towards death?
not?
I just
mean,
want you guys to roll some dice, and see what happens.
Sure, let's try using our. It didn't go according to plan, but
Mhm.
we're going to roll with the punches.
Yep.
New plan.
Roll.
Look, it's a distraction.
If you want to try for deception, you can do that.
Shadow, I have a 2.
It's a 2.
It's not awful.
Not as
it's
good
not
as like an
great.
observation-based or insightful advantage, but
I mean, this might be more of a speed or agility thing.
yeah,
Honestly,
yeah. I mean, if you're just trying
this
to
might be time. This might be the time to.
don the mask,
Sing him a song.
need that rope. All right, the mask is going on, and Serene is going to deftly use her agility to sort of perform some serious maneuvers to get into a more favorable position on the battlefield.
Go for the high ground.
The high ground. All right, we're securing the high ground. Here we go.
Follow Obi-Wan's directions. Secure
Okay.
the high ground.
It wasn't a natural 1, so we're in good shape. That is a weak hit, which
enough.
puts you back at top momentum. So that's something.
Good enough.
That's yeah. It's a short-lived advantage. So you don't get to the specific spot you were hoping to. That was very defendable. However, you do find a slightly elevated portion of these old ruins that gives you a temporary advantage over your opponents. You won't be
Gives
able
me
to stay
just
there
to look
long.
around.
Yeah, if nothing else, it gives you a good surveillance of the area. Glane, let's see what's Glane up to here. Glane, you have expended a lot of energy drawing upon the light source that you've been storing within you, and now your former colleagues, let's be completely honest here, are kind of bearing down on you, blades drawn. What do you do?
Like to try to continue my killing spree.
That's a good call. All right, sticking with the blades. You
No,
got your
no, I'm
fancy.
not.
Oh
I've,
no.
I've put my blade away for a second.
Okay.
I'd
Go
like to
on.
just sock the nearest one in the face, and then grab his cloak and try to fling him into that unbreathable pit area over there.
Oh,
Mm,
all right.
just
You're
out-
just gonna try and
bring out.
brute force this guy out of the fight,
Punch him in the face.
basically. All right, so we'll combine all that into a lethal maneuver. Normally, a non-lethal weapon, such as a fist, would do less harm, but in this case,
But the pit.
the
takes
pit,
care of the rest.
yeah. Once we roll it in with the pit, it kind of makes a bit more sense. All right, we're gonna try for a clash roll with iron. Glane has a 2 for iron. All bonuses have already been accounted for. Let's see what happens. So, Glane, that is a
Okay.
miss. And a
Swing and a miss.
match. Grapple maneuver in this rule set. I'm sure if you just control F for something like grapple in the rulebook, you'll find it somehow under something like some kind of I'd say secure an advantage, honestly, for grapple. So yeah, that didn't work. So first off, you are outmatched and must pay the price. Your foe maintains initiative. So yeah, that's gonna hurt. You're getting completely mobbed by the mob. There's a lot of them. They have blades. They're gonna try and cut you up pretty bad. And here's the rough part of it. The rank of this foe is 4, which is a lot. So
Go on.
They might.
I want to give one
choose-
opportunity.
They might choose to take him hostage rather than.
I mean, we'll see if it comes down to it. But I want to give Glane the opportunity to just outright. Whoops, that was a false one. Don't pay attention. Ooh, jeez, don't pay attention to that one. That was the wrong button. I was looking for this.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Yeah, yeah. Just think of it. Look at those
That's
dice.
for later.
Look at those dice and see what could have happened. All right, face danger. I want you. You are going to react to an imminent threat here. So the clash did not go well. You were outmatched. You went for the punch at the nearest one approaching, and the guy just outright dodges. He dodges and he kind of elbows you back, and you're kind of reeling back, and now one of these guys is coming at you with an actual sword, swinging it your way. What do you do?
Well, with that information, I grab my little daggers and kind of cross my arms to
try.
kind of block it.
All right, so you're going to try to forceful defense here. Let's see if that works. Glane rolling with a +2 on face danger. And no! You fail! Good day, sir. Okay, that did not work. Yeah, he actually hits you there. Rank is 4. Endure harm. When you face physical damage, suffer health equal to your foe's rank. Okay, well that's 4. If your health is now 0, suffer momentum equal to the remaining health. So that puts you down at 1 momentum. Then roll health or iron, whichever is higher. Well, that's iron, definitely. Weak hit, you press on. I just want you to know, if that one was a miss, then we get to roll on the table of horrible, horrible 0 health problems here, including face death. So I just want you to know how close Glane got there.
I would like my body to tumble over to NPC land.
Okay. Glane, in a look at all this red on the on the board here. That's a lot of 9s and 8s and 10s. No, not into the pit. Into the towards George and Lucia, and also Sadie.
George will take care of me. We're buddies.
Yeah, George will die for you.
So
He
Serene
might,
sees
actually.
this happen and yells at Torgan that Glane is down.
I have to be conscious at the end of this fight. I have to loot the battlefield.
Torgan, snap out of it.
Motivation.
She's just gonna yell out Torgan's name and then
Mhm.
just say rogue down, because that obviously means Glane, and she doesn't feel like shouting Glane's name in the middle of this particular crowd would be a good
Don't
idea.
dox me.
Exactly.
And then Allie shows up.
Yeah,
I think
basically, rogue is code for Glane. Yes.
is it time for us to do some sort of team attack of
You
some
have to
sort?
help her. You have to help her. A team attack, huh?
Yeah, it seems like it's
Okay.
almost time for me to try to aid an ally and try to get a good high roll
Oh,
against
ally. Okay.
Maybe
these.
maybe you aid the fallen Glane, and Glane can remind you that you're being manipulated by the horse.
I mean,
maybe.
right now it's probably going to be that like you might have to like defend Glane at some point for a bit. I mean, you are a shield bearer after all. That's one of your assets.
That is fair.
But let's see. Oh, who can actually take some action here? Serene? Any ideas?
Well, I call out to Torgan and let him know, Rogue down. In other
Mhm.
words, go help Blaine.
Yep.
I have a temporary perch on
Mm-hmm.
the. So
You got good momentum right now.
I believe I still have one arrow that is prepped as a fire arrow.
Yes. Let's see.
And
Don't forget all the gas, though.
yeah, I'm not shooting it outside. That's a last ditch effort explosion. Because based on
If we
you know,
can't have it,
the-
nobody can.
We
That's
haven't
a
ruled
good-
out the suicide arrow yet.
That's true. Just shoot it into the flames, and then we roll to see if we survived.
Oh, jeez.
the whole place explodes. Yeah, no, we're not going to do that. But there is probably some pile of firewood or something sitting around that the Brotherhood members have managed to import from far and wide.
Sure.
Because
I mean, they've got
They
supplies.
must be staying warm here somehow.
Yeah, they've got supplies here.
So we're going to set the supplies on fire and see how they feel about that.
Yeah. All right, so
Wait, I want to try to distract them so I can gain her an advantage.
okay. Well, I mean, that is an aid your ally maneuver, and you are a loyalist when you
I'm
aid an
gonna pretend
ally.
that- I'm gonna pretend they're bulls, and I'm gonna use my blanket as a bullfighting. Taurus.
You're gonna do something to try and distract them. The specifics
Yeah.
we may not know. So let's see. That feels like that's gonna be. Ooh. Is that kind of a deception, trickery? Which is not your strong suit.
I mean,
Not
you
much of a
could-
distraction.
You could frame it as courage. He's pulling all of the attention to himself. He's literally yelling, "Look at me, I'm a distraction."
Bit of a stretch, because I mean, I feel like any kind of like doing anything in combat could be framed as courage. Hmm.
I mean, you could argue a case for it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's just for
You may not
gaining
win that
advantage,
argument,
so-
but you could argue.
It's just for gaining an advantage.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, yeah. Let's just get that shadow roll with a +2.
the consequences
2 is decent.
aren't-
2 is fine.
It's fine.
It's what's the worst that could happen. 2 again.
So 1 versus a 9 and a 10.
Hey, that's a hit right there. Oh, you were 1 away from a strong hit. Because you're a loyalist, you actually get a momentum. Oh, nope, you don't, because
Nope.
you're capped out. You did get a weak hit, so that momentum goes to Serene. Nope, it doesn't. She's already capped out. Okay, well, that was fun.
We donate it to Glane. It's unconscious figure.
Glane laying there in the Family
My
Guy
body's
death
lying
pose.
there, and then a cartoon 1 just appears above me.
Ding.
Maybe we tack it on to
Plus.
one of the NPCs.
Oh yeah, they got. All right, we'll add it to their momentum.
It was like, out of nowhere, randomly, there's a sling bullet. Bop's hat guy in the nose.
Bop. All right.
Bop.
Well, Serene, you got your arrow ready.
Yes.
All right. So this is when you strike a foe with flavored arrow. Additional 2 harm on a hit.
Well, I'm not really aiming for a human.
Okay.
I am aiming for the supply pile.
Okay. Well, in that case, I guess you will be securing an advantage.
I just secured an advantage for securing an advantage.
Yes, as a matter of fact.
Well,
Ugh.
like, I mean, it's still.
Hmm?
Like in
What you
D&D,
did is
when
you
we would-
used up the hit on the dice, so now she can get the miss.
That's it.
Excellent.
You see.
I mean, we can aim for a human, but like the way I was kind of thinking it through and setting it up in my head is like if
Mechanically, are you trying to do damage? Like, is the idea that this is a clash move
A flaming
flavored
hand
as
shoots.
as fire onto the gear and, dealing damage that way?
A flaming ham shoots out of a barrel and knocks one of them out.
Yes, just like that.
well, Bob's number 3 happens to be standing a guard over the supplies during this fray. So I think we should go ahead and put the arrow in Bob 3 and see if that results in hopefully Mr. Bob being deceased, as well as perhaps, some collateral damage.
Okay.
His flaming body falls onto the toilet paper supply, and it all goes up.
Sure, yeah. All right, so that will be a clash roll then. All right.
And I have an advantage that Torgan secured.
Well, the advantage was a short-lived one.
Yeah.
They are temporarily distracted by Torgan doing something distracting. All right, so we're going to be rolling with, let's see. So that is going to be Edge. You are using your special arrow, right?
Yes.
And you are masked up, so that is a +3. Let's see what happens. Weak hit. You can't fix it. You can't use your momentum there. Dang it. Okay. So you do inflict your harm.
Bonus damage.
Yeah, you do at least do your bonus damage. That's pretty useful right there. That puts you guys at 7 out of 10 on the tracker, which is like within almost safe ending the fight distance. Let's see here. And on a weak hit, inflict your harm, but then pay the price. Your foe retains initiative. So, pay the price. I mean, typically on a clash, that is going to be that they're going to be attacking you back. But again, I'd like to give you one buffer opportunity here, because that's an awful lot of damage. Serene, you fire the arrow. The flames are spilling out, and you're not really able to see if things are catching yet, because that little short-lived advantageous position you have is being quickly crowded up with people coming after you. And so you're going to need to act fast to get out of there. What do you do? They've got swords, you've got a bow. You might make one or two of them regret coming up to kill you, but, if they kill you, then it's not a great victory either way.
So the way we discussed this before, and the way we kind of laid out the scene,
Mm-hmm.
was I kind of scrambled up onto a pile of something,
Right.
miscellaneous debris,
Like a little bit of a raised area within the ruins.
and presumably there was a wall behind me.
Yes.
Well, we're going to make a tactical retreat, and they can we'll see if they can keep up with my elven speed and agility as we do a backflip up onto this wall and make a run for it.
Heck yes. Now that's an agility roll there with Edge. So you're gonna get a +3 on that attempt. Let's see what happens. It is, hey, there we go, a strong hit. You are successful. So you managed to just precisely flip up onto the edge of this old stone wall. And scurry across to a hopefully more favorable position. So they still have eyes on you. However, you are at least currently not in immediate danger. But they are, they see where you are. You're not hidden or anything. So you're still kind of on the defensive.
All right.
Well, that's something. Hey,
Did
Glane.
the fire kick in? Is
Yeah,
that
I mean,
burning?
there's some fire spreading, but the specifics of that we'll save until the dice, until we need to figure out what a really bad failure or success means.
Well, because based on
they
the
can-
fire going, Glane has an action he might be able to take even while I'm laid out.
All right, I like it.
So if the fire is there, and I'm close enough to it, I would like to kind of reach my hand out to it and maybe catch some of that light coming off the
Ooh,
fire
That is
so I can
dangerous.
recharge my battery.
That's a dangerous thing to do in the middle of combat.
I'm not touching fire. I don't have to hug
No,
it.
not the touching the
I'm
fire,
just-
but kind of the concentrating, flexing that ritual ability. I mean, I guess we've never really nailed down the specifics of it. If it's something you can
So
do
many of
like
my bars are
while on the
low, I
run.
want to fill up some of them to
Yeah.
feel better.
Let me get you.
Plus,
mean,
if anyone
they-
comes near me, I can shoot.
I mean, they think they have him down for the count, so maybe they're not paying as much attention. Maybe they consider him out
Alright.
of combat.
We can give it a go. But on a weak hit or worse, you will have to deal with some kind of consequences of the Brotherhood kind of seeing this happen. So this is going to be a wits roll. So you have a 2, and that is a weak hit. And you can't fix that with momentum. That does set your track to 3. So you got that going for you. So it's back where it started. But the Brotherhood sees what's going on there. You see a couple of them shouting over like, "Oh, he's still up." And they move in towards you. What do you do?
I'm going to let them get a bit closer, close the distance between us before I make my move.
All right, and Torgan is with you. By the way, he's standing with you to protect you. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, he might not want to.
Where did I get this dagger? I got a dagger at some point.
Yeah, probably found it.
It was when we were on the ship, escaping with what's her name from the islands. You and I both got daggers at that point.
Oh yeah. Can I throw my dagger?
Absolutely.
I'd like to tell Torgan to close his eyes.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. Counterintuitive during a battle, but I don't see why I wouldn't trust this.
yeah.
I want to let them get as close as they can, and then just kind of open my hand and let loose a blinding flash. Not of damage, just to blind them so that Torgan can
all right.
start going to town.
Then that'll be
Good
secure an advantage. We'll
Torgan, you know,
we'll
Glane
use that with
randomly
wits.
explodes with light.
All right, so Glane is going to try to secure an advantage for Torgan, so aid an ally, with wits, using a blinding flash of light. And it is successful. You can't give him momentum, so Torgan's just going to get a +1 on his roll.
After the flash, I just tell Torgan to take him out.
Yeah, they're temporarily disoriented by the bright light. Torgan pulls out the dagger that he's oh, here you go. Chucks it at them. So that chucking a dagger might be edge, which would not be as great for you. Would you rather stab them? Perchance
I
with a
mean,
sword.
Yeah, I mean, if they're running towards us, then
Yeah.
I changed my mind. Now that I've seen that they can't really see me, there's really no need for me to, try to aim.
Right.
I could
Go get
just
'em.
put out my
Now, I mean,
sword
they
and
can
say,
still
"Hey,
kind of
run into
see
this."
you, but they are disoriented by the light.
Just put it straight out in front of them. Say, "Hey, run into this."
All right, weak hit.
Yay!
That's something. It helps. Every little bit helps.
Doesn't have to be a weak hit.
That's true. If you want to make
You're
that a
already
strong
picking up
hit,
momentum you can't collect.
Where would that put us on our track?
that puts you at 8.5 if you change it to a strong hit.
You know what, I'm going to do it.
Or you could put you at 8 even and you could get a momentum. Either way, do you want to turn it to a strong hit?
Yeah.
All right, that lets you reclaim initiative, which is a big deal. And you get to choose. Do you want to take a momentum or deal extra damage?
Deal extra damage. What's the difference between a 1 and a 0 at this
We're
point?
near finish the fight territory, aren't we?
Actually, kind of.
Yep.
8.5.
Because now it's a strong hit.
So yeah, like you could choose to do it now. You'd be rolling against an 8.
Well, let's see what Torgan can do now that he has an initiative.
Yeah, he's still got initiative going.
Let's at least bump that up to a 9.
Yeah, but if we won't have the opportunity to end the fight without a strong hit. So
That's tricky to get.
this is the
want
opportunity.
Well, we need a strong hit in order to end the fight. I have a 9. I'm more likely to unlock a strong hit.
Blaine is alive.
It's true.
So if you want to just smack somebody with your sword, or
Whether or not
punch
he's
them with your
okay is
shield,
another question.
then I can go for the strong hit. And
I mean, it's the best plan we've got at this point.
yeah.
This is kind of all or nothing territory. So
I mean, you can try and compel Javin to order them to stand down. His people are obviously getting their butts kicked. Like, you can compel him and order him to surrender.
I mean, we haven't really talked about that this time. Usually I'm the one that's like, hey, let's stop the fight, but we haven't really discussed it. Maybe Javin has seen too much bloodshed. Then
I mean, we haven't attacked him.
that's true. Can I try to compel him to join us, or?
What time you get?
I mean, I don't know if he'd be willing to straight up, join your cause from a single roll.
Just stand down.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to go for it, one good compel roll might do the trick, especially with everyone else, with everything being kind of in ruins right now, everything catching fire, people dying. Like, that's, you know what? Maybe that's a good opportunity to kind of get out of here and call it a day.
Yeah, I mean, we basically won the fight, and surely they know that they're about toast. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, honestly, if you want to do an in the fight roll, it can be the same kind of thing, because in the fight doesn't specify that you killed your opponent. It is that the foe is no longer in the fight. It specifies that could be that they flee or surrender as appropriate.
It's up to you all. Either way, it's going to come down to we need a strong hit.
I say we just try to finish it and not be friends with them, because they're the Brotherhood. They're not going to be our friends.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
what do you think?
Let's go ahead and go for damage on your turn, Turtle.
Okay.
And then
Big
I
fat
will
goose egg.
Attempt to end the fight on my turn. And if it doesn't go well on my turn, then it can be your turn, and we'll try it again.
There you go. All right. So, Serene, you're up on the walls here. You've got a decent spot here, but the Brotherhood can see where you are, and you are likely not out of their range once they get into position.
Should I try for a turnaround attack because I've still got initiative?
That's also an option if you want to strike while the iron is hot. I mean, it makes sense.
That's what I was thinking.
Serene's kind of a bit out of position here. You're right in the midst of it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, one good turn deserves another. I mean,
Yeah. I'm gonna go for it.
yeah.
All right. You have initiative. You are in close quarters. Rolling with iron, which is 3. Double checking your assets to see if there's any other benefits we can grab here. Not really. Okay. Here we go. Rolling for, looking for that strong hit. Looking for that strong hit. And it is not. It is a weak hit.
Somehow a weak hit with a 1.
With a 1. Yeah, 1 against a 1. However, that is damage. That basically means that the next strong hit puts you guys at 10 to take care of things. Now, there is something else you can do. If you want to really, if we really want to see if Torgan can turn it around, you can turn the tide. You can risk it all. But if you fail to score a hit on the strike after that, you must suffer a dire outcome.
I still have momentum. Let's not.
Well, I mean,
If they do too much damage.
if
Okay. That makes sense.
since I have to pay the price is I'm also going to be at 0 health now.
Oh, it doesn't seem too bad.
Maybe.
But
Depends
not
on
negative.
the
0
results.
momentum.
Yeah.
I won't be at 0 health, but
Luckily you
You're already
had
for me.
this time you had initiative, so the weak hit did not result in any bad stuff except for losing initiative. Having initiative kind of gives you that buffer. It's only when you kind of don't get a strong hit on a clash, that's when things really go bad. Or a straight up miss on a strike is also bad.
Oh, well, all right then.
Yeah, it's usually you're either in the danger zone or you're in the good zone where it's like the bad stuff is moving to the danger zone. Ow, yes, 1 harm is half a tick. However, any damage dealt with a lethal weapon is 2 harm by default. 3 harm for strong hits on a strike. All right. Then Serene, I think we're falling back on you here.
How do we deal with this half health thing?
Currently it counts as 9 progress, but
It counts as 9. Okay.
the very next hit is going to be 10. So you guys
We
literally
have to
will
get a
not
strong
be able
hit
to. Yeah, you guys literally will not be able to be rolling against 9 to end the fight because you need a strong hit, which will put you at 10.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to see. Okay, I'm up on top of a wall. There's a swarm of them scrambling towards me.
Yeah.
Is there a lot of debris along the top edge of this wall?
Sure.
Or have they maybe cleared it for? Okay, so there's stuff. So if I kind of take a crouch position behind some of this debris on this wall, all of these loose rocks and whatnot, and throw a good shoulder into it, and send all of this stuff tumbling down on their heads as they attempt to chase me. What would that be?
Well, the debris is not like, barrels and barrels of stuff. It's more like loose bricks and old support items. This wall top that you're on is not like a don't think of this as like a defensible like wall that someone would walk along with a floor and everything. This is like literally you're on like a foot wide brick path in the air here.
Okay.
Multi-shot.
So not a proper rampart, just a wall.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. This is literally just like the outside of an old fortification. So
I'm in an interior room of the fortification, so there's an empty room behind me?
There's no rooms. This whole thing is like literally like a round wall surrounding like the remains of what might have once had rooms and floors and such.
Okay.
Like there's a few like old, you can see where there might have once been interior walls built along this area, but yeah, this
Okay.
place is in pretty rough shape. But you can definitely kick down some loose stones from up here that would probably deal some decent damage if they hit somebody.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's just a 3-pound brick, you don't necessarily want that landing upside your skull.
Exactly. So yeah, make the most of it.
Okay, let's secure an advantage by kicking some sand and rubble down in their face.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Let's see. What are we gonna give you for that?
I'm using this strategically. I'm
Sure.
lowering their vision so that I can then put an arrow in them more easily.
All right, yeah, sure. We'll give you wits on that. Secure an advantage. Go. Weak hit. So no mechanical advantage there, but narratively, yeah, you at least kind of get them off of the path they were intending to take to navigate up towards you. And now you've got a moment to take a shot. You bought yourself a little bit of time here.
Enough time to, per se, aim with my archer ability.
Yeah, why not? Securing an advantage to secure an advantage. All right, trusting your instincts.
Second time tonight.
Yeah.
If it had been a hit, like if it had been a strong hit and it would have actually done damage to them, then it would have been worth it. It just didn't quite work out that way.
Right. That's all right. So are you trusting your instincts? Or lining up your shot?
I do have my mask on. So numerically it's the same, but there's less risk with wits. Let's go with less risk.
All right, rolling with wits. Serene takes a moment to carefully pick her target, account for the angle, and yes, Serene, aiming successful. You're going to get a +1 on your clash roll here for a grand total of a +4. Are you ready?
Yep.
All right. She takes the shot. It's a strong hit.
In the fight.
Ending the fight.
And a match.
Ooh.
In the fight with a 10. Go. It's a strong hit.
Yay! We lived!
Match. You know what? Guess who shows up?
Who's here?
Sidura Anatu enters the arena.
Oh.
It's like, well, nice of you to join us.
Yeah, why was your bloodlust there?
Yeah, seriously.
It was a
Javin
test.
roars out. Torgan, in years ago, you heard the measured tone of a calm and wise being, and even now that same tone had this gentleness as he spoke to you, but now you hear him speak in a way that you've never heard before, and you kind of feel a chill down your spine as he calls out to the Brotherhood members. He calls out to them, "Grab the wounded, grab what you can. We leave." And with that, as quickly as the battle began, the Brotherhood members just meld into the shadows and are gone.
I get to rob anybody?
You know what? They probably did leave some supplies.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm gonna
but we
have
can't. We can't
Lucia
take
help me up
supplies.
and grab that stuff.
We can't take supplies.
No. You can't roll to resupply until you do
Ah.
a sojourn roll. But who's to say that special circumstances don't get special bonuses of some kind?
Ah.
Does this get us out of that state?
I would rule no,
Oh.
but it will delay the slow drain of momentum that you guys have been experiencing.
I'll take it.
Okay, so
Veteran ability. Let's go.
so while they do that, you said
Oh.
Mr. Guardian Elf is here.
And one call out as Javin kind of trots backwards into the shadows himself. He kind of gets his last words in. Torgan, I hope someday we'll be able to work together on this. That you'll see it as I do for our people. And Glane, he's been well cared for. Farewell.
Oh, the cat's okay.
He's talking about the cat.
Oh. So many
Do I need
loose
to-
ends.
Do I need to roll for this looting the battlefield thing, or?
Let's see here. Veteran
I do.
ability. That's for resupply. So no, you guys are going to get a flat amount.
No. Okay.
Technically, that's a victory.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ran them off from the Mana Spring, so that counts. I'll take that.
Classic
Send them back with
GQ.
their tail between their legs.
Are we at it?
Hail.
Well, you haven't really looked around much. Like, everyone is kind of taking a moment to take inventory and make sure they've got all their limbs still in the right places.
Speaking of limbs, how's Tree Girl?
Oh. Boo.
That's a great question. How is she? So, she came up to kind of see what is going on with the trees. I wish she would leave. Aw. We'll deal with her in a little bit.
Oh.
No. Does Glane need some healing? I guess we
Yeah,
can
he
deal with
does.
that.
Probably.
You know what? We can deal with that in a bit.
I was,
I was about to
kind of
ask that.
hoping Lucia was dealing with that.
But you have to have supplies
There,
to heal,
thank
don't you?
Not
yes.
necessarily.
Well, no, but it certainly helps. So you guys are still
Did we just get a
unprepared.
freebie from looking around?
Yeah. So you guys are back up to 3 supply,
All right.
which does give you an opportunity to camp as well after everything else is taken care of here. It got a little touch and go there, and there was almost a death. So let's see here. The Mana Spring. We're interested in that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, also interested in making sure Glane's not dead. Also interested in Guardian Elf guy.
Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of things. Pick which one is first.
Well, I mean, I guess the polite thing would be to make sure Glane's not dead.
If we look
Yes,
around
are
and
you
find
okay?
something, we could find a scorpion, and I'll get bit, and then I'll be dead. So let's heal me.
I mean,
Mhm.
you can definitely be talking, while working on your healing. So herbalist ability. Are you going to add 2 or give additional health?
Add 2.
All right. And this is a wits roll. So you're going to be getting a 5. Well, weak hit.
On a 5?
Jesus.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
technically had an
rolled
11.
an 11.
You rolled an 11. You can't
I rolled
actually.
an 11.
It's the first time we've ever had that. I'm glad I
Second
made sure
time.
the bot. Oh yeah, so the bot is programmed to be smart about this. The rules are that like even if you roll an 11, it only counts as a 10. You cannot get above a 10 on your roll.
I mean, I did though.
Well, yeah, it looks that way at least. I guess more specifically, a 10 on the challenge dice always wins, always beats anything. So are you going to be suffering momentum?
Yeah, I guess one momentum to heal him is a valid
Yeah,
price.
it makes sense. All right, Glane, you're out of the danger zone, at
At
least.
this point, I'd take 1 momentum less to get the health.
Yeah.
What about Serene's spirit? Does this do anything for her spirit?
I will find out.
Talking to Mr. Elf Guy might.
Maybe. I mean, what did you want to talk to Mr. Elf Guy about?
Well, I'm going to let everybody else. I presume he's looming kind of in the corner.
Oh, yeah, probably. Maybe examining the area.
So she's going to go ahead and just drop her cowl back on her hood and kind of move her mask up to the side, so he can. And she's just going to walk up to him and be like, in Elven, she's going to ask, "So did we pass your test?"
Est?
I presume that you wanted to see what we were capable of, since you chose not to aid us in this battle.
Ooh, low hit.
I was delayed.
So she's just going to pause for a moment. She decides against asking.
Mm-hmm.
She's just going to... Okay, we're just going to go for it, actually. She's just going to come out with her backstory here.
Mm-hmm.
As a child, I was found on a ship off the coast of insert her where she grew up name. And my parents had perished. They had wounds, shadow-tainted wounds. I have been on a quest for 200 years to find my homeland and to know who my people are. The name you gave is the name I was given for what to search for. Who are you?
I am Sidura Anatu.
And who were the Anatu elves?
A strong people. A people of great resolve. Who ultimately failed. We failed this land. There were many tribes of elves here in the Ironlands. Long ago. We sought to make this land our own. The magic was wild, untamed. We sought to fix it. The mana springs acted as great dams, protecting our lands from the unchecked magic. And for many years it seemed that this land would be our home forever. But it did not last. Jealousy, infighting, petty disagreements and squabbles. We neglected our original responsibilities, and slowly our mana spring fell into disrepair. By the time we realized anything was wrong, it was too late. This entire land was once lush and green. And now it returns to its original state. Frozen, uninhabitable. Other elven tribes in the Ironlands faced similar fates, shifting their attention to greater challenges and neglecting to maintain that safety net that gave us the land we called home.
I've traveled far. I have seen many of the Mana Springs now. Not all of the elves have fallen. There are still tribes out there that do their best with what they have left and the damage that's been done. You speak as if you've given up. Is the spring here so far damaged as to be entirely irreparable?
Beyond damaged, it is dead at this point. This area once served as a sort of tributary, a way in which the magic flowed that made it ideal to fence in, to gate the mana flow. The sheer power that has pulsed through this area has done damage that cannot be repaired. It is not merely enough to create a mana spring. There are conditions that must be met within the flow of magic. And once there are no longer such viable locations, the area can no longer be reclaimed. With each failure of our people, with each failure of the Guardians of the Mana Spring, this land becomes one step closer to being completely uninhabited. So yes, I have given up on this land.
And what of the Shadow War? Did it reach this far north?
In a way, it still rages to this day. Though not in a way you may be able to see.
I've walked the Shadow Plane. I've seen many things. Do not underestimate me.
The Brotherhood didn't give up on this area. This place is already destroyed. What were they coming here to do?
Well, you probably can't understand this conversation.
That's true. Yeah, it was, and then Sadie just starts translating for you.
She's doing like sign language for us.
Mm-hmm. Like, oh, yeah, I
Interpreter.
speak Elven.
I don't know what this conversation is all about, but
Yeah, so meanwhile, Torgan and Glenn are sitting there while
I
you guys
blame
just
all
speaking
of you elves for everything. The rise of the Brotherhood. You've destroyed this land and destroyed my people. Javin told us everything.
I translate. He's actually a centaur. The leader of this portion of the Brotherhood is a centaur.
Are
I do
you,
not trust the elves.
are you
Glenn
explaining?
just kind of looks at Torgan.
Are you explaining that? Yeah. Are you explaining that Javin is a centaur or that Torgan is a centaur?
Both.
Oh, okay.
Just kind of cluing in
Mm-hmm.
elf guy into what the human is.
Yeah.
Human presenting person is talking about.
Right.
But I'm not ready necessarily to be sidetracked yet.
Oh yeah.
But they're coming up and starting to ask questions and demand answers while we're
Mhm.
having our conversation.
Yeah. I mean, what else is there for him to say at this point?
She's just going to like sweep her hair out of her eyes and look at him, just straight on. Look at me and tell me if I have found my way home.
This is a hard question. Do you truly wish to know the answer?
Yes.
He gestures out at the frozen, barren lands all around you. Yes. This is the kingdom of the Anatu elves.
Are you
These
the
are-
only other survivor?
I do not know. It has been many years. I have seen many of my own dying here in this frozen wasteland. For all I know, I may be the last.
You mean us?
Yes.
She's forcing him to acknowledge her.
Very well. Yes. You are the heir to all you see here. This, our lush and beautiful home. Perhaps you can do what you have set out to do. I have learned some of your goals, and it seems you are up against insurmountable odds. But maybe through some twist of fate, through some sheer luck, through great perseverance, perhaps you can succeed and give this land a chance.
She takes her mask off her head and hands it to him and just looks him straight in the eye and says, "We're not alone."
He kind of looks over to Glaine and Torgan, George, Lucia, and Sadia. I suppose not.
She takes her mask back after giving him a moment to look at it and ponder its significance. And she asks in English for the rest of them, or common for the benefit of everyone.
It's mine now.
Show us where the remains of the mana spring are.
Oh, Torgan and Glaine finally getting to hear some words that they know. George is pretty sure he heard some elven swears in there.
I taught him the word for cheese. He was listening really hard for cheese.
Yeah, it's like,
He didn't
I hope
quite
they talk
hear.
about cheese. I'm gonna know so much about what they're talking about. He does take you over to an area kind of central to this to this fortification, where it looks like the Brotherhood had been checking this out. Though exactly what they were doing, you're not really sure. It's sort of a small set of stairs spiraling downward, leading just underneath the base of the fortification. There in the floor, the runestones surrounding basically just nothing, just a barren spot on the ground. A metallic moss.
She's going to take out her notebook and go sit in the middle of the circle and start drawing. And as she does so, she's going to look at Torgan and just kind of ask him, "Tell us more about what Javin said to you." and just kind of nod over. When she says us, she's going to make a nod kind of over towards her only known kin.
Distant cousin, probably.
Same subspecies. That's close enough for the
Yeah.
moment.
About as much as you can expect.
I knew Javin for many years. He says I shouldn't trust you. I don't know how to feel.
We also know the Brotherhood can't be trusted. And the Centaurs themselves said Javin was a traitor. Back on the Misty Isles.
Maybe.
And what of Glane?
Lane would like to speak with Torgan.
Oh,
All
I'm
right.
gonna pull him aside.
yes, hello.
Yes. You're gonna help me find Javin.
I think that's the best plan that we have right now.
He's being cared for. He knows a lot more than that. If he knows he's being cared for, he knows where he's being cared for.
How do we find them?
He's your buddy. I need you to help me find him. You
I
tell
don't
me.
I don't have horse radar. But I do want to find them.
As long as we're on the same page with finding him.
Yes. But maybe we shouldn't share our true intent with Serene. It's possible that her people may be more involved in this than they want to admit.
Come on, Gary.
No, I'm pretty sure that long conversation that they were having was just like exchanging pleasantries. Pretty sure Elvin is, very idiomatic like that. They were chatting for like 10 minutes back and forth.
How are the kids? Dead.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, if y'all want to confront Serene, you're welcome to do so.
No. I think it would be a great story arc.
You
I don't
won't
have the health to
you won't
confront
get me
anyone
like
right
that.
now.
I was going to say, I think it'd be a great story arc to not confront her right now.
Yeah, I mean, Glane already had a pretty long arc of not being trustworthy. Best to let this fester.
So, I'd like to do a gather information.
Oh, all right.
I want to compare what is discernible here in the circle that remains, and I
Mhm.
want to compare it to the notes of the others we've visited. And kind of, how do they compare? Where are we at?
How do they compare? What is the question really there?
Do I have, between all of the ones we've visited so far,
Mm-hmm.
how close am I? What percentage
Ah,
on the
okay.
progress wheel am I at having a complete picture of what a circle is supposed to look like?
All right, let's roll wits there. Whoop, not there we go. 3.
This is a profession scholar.
Oh yeah. Ooh, your investigation unearths a dire threat or an unwelcome truth that undermines your quest.
You didn't even spell Mana Spring correctly on the piece of paper you've been writing.
What's a Mayo Spring? What is this?
Yeah.
So, Serene, you examine your notes and try to line up, the orientation of kind of the north, the 12 o'clock of each circle of runestones. You kind of have in your notes a certain idea of where to start reading across. And you've kind of located that rune that you always search for. This one's in decent enough condition that you're like, okay, yes, this is the north rune, and then you kind of begin working your way around, paying close attention to the gaps in your notes, the ones that have not been in good enough condition to kind of jot down the missing pieces. And you are pretty excited to find that yes, you've got some of the missing pieces here. It's a lot of them too. However, you start checking some of the ones you already had a full clear picture on, and they don't match. Examining
There's some
further.
customization, yeah.
What's that?
There would be some customization to each circle.
That's
yes.
your first instinct is like, okay, this one is somehow different. Perhaps for the area, or something about the mana signature, or something else that you don't have a full picture on. But you continue kind of looking over them, and you start to notice some of these inscriptions look... The craftsmanship is hurried, and in some cases, it looks fresh. The best you can tell...
Brotherhood's been tampering with this one.
Yes. They went out of their way here to make sure that the runes were unreadable.
Suppose that was their goal.
That is their goal. Which means...
None of the information here is reliable.
And worse yet, that means that they're probably planning to do the same with what is, to your knowledge, the only other remaining mana spring.
She shares this information out loud to the room at large.
The room at large takes in the information.
Sounds like we know where they're going.
She just kind of sits there for a moment and thinks about what to do next.
Well, to her knowledge that she received, but from a very reliable source.
I think that's the end of the season.
I think so.
But she pauses for a moment and looks over at, I already forgot what his first name is. Guardian elf.
Sidura.
Sidora.
Okay, pauses, looks.
You said you're not aware whether there are any others of our tribe remaining. Yet, every other spring I've been to, I have been able to feel the magic, the ambient magic in the area. Yet, I feel nothing here. However, I sense those same vibrations at times from you. How is that? How is it that the energy of the mana spring comes from you?
To draw on the mana of this world is to channel that same energy. But the spring itself, you feel nothing of it. we made one last attempt to protect these lands. We were unable to seal the gate through the mana spring after it has so far gone. Some of my brethren tried to from the other side create a sort of cave-in to completely block off this area. Hence, this gate is completely devoid of any mana. I can only assume they did not survive.
She recites her parents' names back to him and asks if they mean any, if he knows those names, if he's ever heard them before.
Let's give that a rating of.
By the way, this part's in English for the sake
Let's
of.
just go straight 50-50 here. 51 and above. Yes. Ooh.
Oh. It's like it sounds familiar, but I don't remember.
Yeah. It has
Like
been
the Johnson of elf names. I know a lot of those.
It has been a great many years. The names of those I once called friends now elude me. That's that.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Let's make camp.
I think that's that. We're not even going to roll for it. That's the end of the season.
We fast travel back.
Yeah, if it's the end of a season, we're gonna wake up in like a beach resort 3 months from now. Somewhere
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
else. We are fine.
Fine like Bobby.
I have one more question.
Oh.
For
Okay.
Elfman.
Uh-huh.
You know, I was raised in insert name of coastal city,
Mm-hmm.
just south of the Fay Groves. I studied every book I could find for mentions of my people, our people. It was written in the books of the Fae that our people were songsmiths, and that our magic was tied to our music. What do you know of such things?
He looks wistfully into the distance, as though reaching back for some dusty old memory, rarely recalled. Then he closes his eyes, raises his face into the harsh winds, and he begins to sing.
Oh.
I will not act that part out because he's singing in Elvish.
I was
And that
waiting.
would you...
I was waiting.
Uh-huh.
No!
I mean, we're wrapping up my
Yeah.
quest, so it's the song of the Anatu Elves, is
Yeah.
what it said. So.
Yeah. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. No.
But in Elven.
That's froggish.
Honkish.
Play the DobbsQuest theme backwards. That's it.
There you go. Anyway, here's Banawall. Yeah, so there you go.
I think Serene is going to want to spend a great deal more time speaking at length with
Mm-hmm.
him in the off season.
Yeah,
Come
has a
back
lot
to
of
the next
questions.
season. It's been 3 months. We're still here
Well,
talking to this guy.
and here's
We
a
won't need that long.
here is an opportunity I will give you guys that will kind of change the events that follow here. All right. Final Mana Spring. So season 4 is either Final Mana Spring or The Quest for Gary.
Can it be and?
Well, we know they're going to beat us there because they're shadow.
That's a good
walkers.
point.
And we know that it'll be defaced. So there's not much to gain from physically traveling to the location.
That's true.
As much as
That
that
is
reality pains her.
Mm-hmm. All right. Then yeah, season 4 will be the Final Mana Spring, and then bonus season 5, The Quest for Gary DLC,
Quest for
Dobbs
Gary.
Quest adventure.
Oh man.
Oh, Al hasn't been here long enough to know who Gary is.
Gary was the most off-tone plot point. No, well, you know what?
Well,
Javin
I mean-
was.
Yeah, I mean, we had talking horses. It's like GameCube being upset that his cat went missing is one thing. Like we all love Goose. We can get behind that. And Glane having Gary made sense. But a talking horse was a little bit of a stretch
Well,
until we
listen-
decided that centaurs were a thing.
Listen, Javin had to learn to shadow walk twice as hard. Okay.
Because he has twice as many legs. Well, okay,
Shadow
Al.
Trot.
So
Shadow
for
Trot.
Ironsworn, the game basically says you need to have some kind of like background vow specific to you. It's not the one that the whole party is doing. Everybody needs to have kind of their like, not necessarily secret, but like, you know, their reason for going out on whatever quest the team is going out on.
The origin story.
Yeah, your origin story quest. And so Day is all like, well, you know, elven people, I'm a bard, and I'm trying to find the, you know, the song of my people that has been lost. And we kind of flesh that out over time. But I was like, all right, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, good. And then Turtle comes along and he's like, the mayor of my town, who was a horse and can talk, was mysteriously killed, and I'm seeking revenge. I'm like, cool, thanks. Yep. We'll ignore that for now. And joke's on him because I made that into an actual crucial plot point. And then
But
then it gets worse. Then there's GameCube, who again, you know, after I laid out the general tone of the game, comes up with his backstory that he is looking for his cat, who was carried off by a bird. That's it. That's the backstory. A bird for Al. And so that turned into his cat, it's a cat who he dearly loves, is being held as collateral by his thief guild employer, who goes by the name The Eagle. So anyway, that's how all that came about. That's who Gary is.
And Gary is a prisoner of the eagle,
Gary is a prisoner of the Eagle.
who we might find out is an actual bird person, because the way this is going, who knows?
No.
So when
He's
the
an
horse ran
Avarian.
away and said Glane, he's being taken care of, that was a reference to Gary.
Yes. The like only it's like the only bit of Gary lore we've had in 3 seasons.
How old is this cat?
Doesn't matter.
Too old.
Also,
maybe
also note
he's magical.
that is why Glaine's icon in the intro video is a cat head with
fish bones.
crossed fish bones, and why Torgen's is a horseshoe. Yeah, fun. If you're looking for fun Easter eggs, pay very close attention to those emblems. I don't even know if the details are visible because they're kind of blurred.
Everything in the intro, really.
That's true. There's a lot going on in there.
It's all there.
I don't know how. Like, props to Dobbs. Like, round of applause to Dobbs for taking this nonsense we gave him and actually coming up with a compelling plot line and an actual, mostly coherent story.
It's just a game now. Now I'm just trying to throw him for a loop.
Yeah, restrictions breed creativity, right? Serene with
There's
some
the
major
graph.
strong hits.
Oh Lord.
Yeah,
Glane with some bad ones.
Glane with a lot of misses. On average, Torgen's rolls were the worst. 2.5 on the 6-sided die.
Great.
Cool.
Tossing
Cool.
trivia for content.
I love how my bonus is 3.2. So, like, I refuse to roll anything
You-
less
yeah.
than like a 3 bonus.
Yeah, that's basically how it goes.
Because I know
Challenge
the bot
dice.
hates me.
Look at that. Look at those challenge dice averages. They are even right on the money. 5.5, 5.5, 5.3. That is these stat blocks are how we kind of validate the randomness of the random number generation and make sure that it's not tilting one way or the other.
I'm just befuddled that we got a double 1 and a double 10 in the same night.
Yeah, we did, huh?
If you have 1 in 100 chance and 1 in 100 chance, that's what, 1 in 10,000 chance to get both in the same night?
Well,
Is that
no.
how that maths?
No, it is not. But I get where
It's
you're coming from.
How does that math?
Well, the thing is that you're doing like 30 rolls here. So the chance of getting like a 1 in a, well, I'd call it a 2 in 100 chance because you're looking at either double 1s or double 10s. The chance of that coming up over the course of, what do we got here? 6, 9, 12, 16, 22, 27, 29 rolls. It basically comes down to you have a 98% chance on a single roll of it not being a double 10 or a double 1. So 98% chance. Take 0.98 to the 29th power. That's the chance of that lasting the whole time. And you never see a double 10 or a double 1. And then you get into some weird combinatorics when you start saying, okay, now I want to see what's the chance of seeing less than 2 of them.
I'm just making up words.
Yes, basically.
Can you do this at the same time as explaining to me how
Nether coordinates work.
Yes.
Oh, actually, okay. 0.98 over 29 rolls. There is a 55% chance of not seeing a double 10 or a double 1. Actually, let's just look at just a double 10. What's the chance of a double 10 happening? About 25%. Over
Okay,
this
what
many
have you
rolls,
done?
there's a 25% chance of seeing a double 10.
Welcome to math and statistics.
Da-da-da-da-da,
Statistics and probability
math.
with Dobbs.
Yay! I like stats.
Thrown
and
us down a
prob.
rabbit hole.
Yeah,
I do that.
I like the probability and statistics. That's what, I don't know.
It's
D&D
like, I
really
didn't hand
captured
him a
me in high
spreadsheet.
school because of that. Because I like expected values and stuff.
I didn't
Huh.
hand him a spreadsheet.
Don't give me that, Hovercat.
There's nothing
Hovercat gave me
expected
the
about any of
huh,
this.
which is
None of
code
this is-
for autism.
None of this has been expected, or I every week I'm surprised. There's been maybe one episode
Hover
in
snark.
how many? how many episodes have we had really that, it was like, it was a boring episode. Nothing really happened. Everything went fine.
Actually, I feel like some of the episodes this season were like that. Like, wait, it keeps succeeding. What's going on? And then some of them have been, oh, they keep failing. Uh-oh. Well, there you go, everybody. That is season 3. We've got a lot of answers. Actually, most of the important answers right now. It really comes down to this last season for the final question of, will they manage to pull it off? I agree, Al. That's why I'm really rooting for it all the time. Let's see. Is anybody among us? No. Okay. I had to check to see if we had any of our people online. Yay. Well, players, Day, GQ, Turtle, do you have any last thoughts for season 3?
Look forward to season 4, mid-2025.
I feel like my main story arc is like addressed, like my background vow, so I kind of need to figure that out.
Yeah, that's interesting that we've actually reached a point on that where things actually happened.
I mean, like, there's still the whole overarching save the world mission.
Yeah, which kind of feels important, but
what she needs to achieve in order to save, now she's found her homeland.
Mhm.
It obviously is in need of saving, so like that all still kind of flows together.
This makes you like a princess.
Sure.
Or a queen?
Hey, if you're 512th in line of succession and 511 of your kinsmen are dead, I guess so.
You're a Disney princess now.
I mean, actually, I guess it is important that like people's like plots are getting resolved before we end the series.
I mean, he was on a quest to avenge his dead horse, who is now clearly alive.
Mm-hmm.
So that's got to count for something.
Yeah, that one definitely took a big plot twist change.
I mean, you're trying to unalive his horse, in theory.
Well, no, I need him. I need information from him. I'm not out to kill him. At least not yet.
All right.
Meow.
Well,
Well,
you're famous on the internet.
we will likely take a brief hiatus from DobbsQuest on Sundays when we get season 4 ready. Which actually, you know what? I remember I had the season 3 layout ready for a long time, and then we just never got around to season 3 for a while.
Yeah, we have to build the sets. We have to.
I mean,
get the budget.
this stuff doesn't come out of nothing.
And in the meantime, we've got the DobbsQuest movie.
Oh yeah, that's coming out pretty soon.
The Disney Plus series is coming.
I think there's a few issues with like streaming rights they're still trying to figure out, but yeah, be on the lookout for that.
One of our characters gets their own spin-off.
Mm-hmm.
Clean in
Collectible
the
digital
Clean in the Dukester.
collectible card game coming out soon. I got an epic rare Gary. And then I guess finally, is there any other things you guys would like to plug that you're involved in that you want people to know about? All these people that can't get enough of the DobbsQuest team.
I'm playing Sunshine and it's going bad.
I am so excited for you to get to the Pachinko level.
I'm playing God of War Ragnarok, so I'll see everybody when I'm done playing that, because no one seems to tune in for those.
I was
And I
asleep.
get it.
I lurk, but it doesn't hold my attention. So I have like nothing witty to say about it.
You tend to stream when I'm at work, so
That too. Well, that's
Brand new
why
Hovercat
I lurk.
series. A
I should stream
Hovercat
while I'm at work.
series.
A Hovercat series. Oh yes, the Dabble Worlds Hovercat series that Al has been working on there are a lot of Hovercat levels now. And that's it.
I might
See you
be
next
playing
season.
Portal 2 with Sunberry soon.
Hey, that'd be fun.
Working out the details on that.
Ooh. I was wondering why I got tagged in all those levels by Yumius.
Oh, he's inviting. Yumius is a level creator in Portal 2. He would invite you to play them.
I'll send a quick shout out for Sunberry, so that people can be keeping an eye out for that.
She is on her honeymoon currently. She got married this past June. They're on their honeymoon in the Bahamas currently.
Oh, lovely.
So streaming schedule will resume about a week from now, I believe.
She is a
honeymoon for a-
Sunberry.
A honeymoon for a whole year? That's crazy.
That's almost a year.
They just
Sunberry is
put it
a GDB alum, variety
Mom,
streamer.
Mom friend variety streamer.
We've got a lot of variety streamers. We don't have a whole lot of one trick ponies among us. See, I worked in a horse and an Among Us. All right, that is it, everybody.
I guess I got one last
Oh,
plug
yes.
just in case we
Go
don't
for
get
it.
back in time for it. End of April, last weekend of April, 4-year stream anniversary. No idea what I'm doing.
Ooh.
See you then? Question mark.
See you all at GDB.
Yeah, GDB
Yeah.
Live 2023.
GDB will beat
In
DobbsQuest
Honolulu.
Season 4.
All right, I'll see you guys there.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.